5, lesson 1. What?
Chapter 5, lesson 6. This is over parallel and perpendicular lines.
Whoa!
I know. Ow. And write an equation. We will not be graphing.
Yeah!
I don't know. It's exciting. Okay.
So I don't need this graphing?
Hold on to it. You may need it at some point, not this section. Okay, guys, hush.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
We've been talking about slopes a lot, right? Your parallel and perpendicular lines, to find out if they are parallel or if they are perpendicular, we look at their slopes. Parallel lines look like this, don't they? They run right alongside each other and they never touch. They don't touch. What do you think their slope would tell you?
It's not parallel. It just goes straight down. It's just straight, it doesn't move.
It doesn't move. So if something doesn't move,
It's
I got two lines though, so I got two slopes. Slopes are the same.
oh, that makes sense.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Two slopes, and they both have to do the same thing. They can't change. If they change, oops, all of a sudden we run into each other somewhere. Okay? Yes. Perpendicular, right. Do you know what perpendicular lines look like? Do you remember?
Cross.
They cross, but it's a very special type of cross, I guess. It looks like this. And they get these right angles in them. Okay? They get these right angles in them. So, something special about their slopes. Two things. Right one. But they could also kind of go like that too, like an X. So they could turn. Their slopes have opposite signs. So one's a positive, one's a negative. Opposite signs. And they're reciprocals. You know what a reciprocal is?
No.
Okay. Reciprocals. It's like if I have 6 over 1, the other one is 1 over 6. Basically, they flip. Do you remember the keep, change, flip thing? It's kind of like that. They just flip. So they have to have opposite signs, and they have to be flipped. They have to have exactly the same numbers. Okay?
So it'd be like -6 over 1 and 1 over 6.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So not really hard to recognize. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into what they're going to ask us. Let's see. If you look at number 8, do some from your homework. Number 8, the directions say, write an equation in slope-intercept form. What's slope-intercept form?
Y minus
Point slope. Slope-intercept.
y minus y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b. Intercept. I gotta have the b. Okay? Gotta have the b. mx plus b. So I gotta write it in this form that passes through the given point and is parallel to the graph. So they're gonna give me this information right here. Okay. So it has to pass through this point, has to go through that point, and it has to have the same slope as this line because they're parallel, right? What is the slope of this line? Huh? Say that loud.
-1.
What? Right, m, right? M's right here.
Oh, yeah.
So a -1. So that's my m. That's the only reason you have this equation. That's it. You're not using this. You're done with that now. Okay? So you have your m now. Same slope, -1. Now use the same thing we did in lesson 3. Now let's make an equation out of it. Okay? What is the y in this ordered pair?
-2.
Right? And the x is the first one, right? So plug it in. -2 equals -1 times 2 plus b. Yeah, and then just find b, and we'll make an equation. Same thing we've been doing, right? Yeah. So -2, -2 plus b, add 2, add 2. This one turns out nice. Did you get 0? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's put it back in the equation because the direction said I have to write the equation. Okay, do I need to hold on? Is that what you said, Will? Okay. So now in equation form, Maggie told us at the beginning of this, I have y equals mx plus b. So let's plug them in. What's m?
-1.
Okay. What's b?
0.
0.
So,
Equals -x.
so can I write it this way?
Yeah.
Can I also write it this way? This is exactly how you'll see it on multiple choice. If you write it like this, will you know to pick this one on multiple choice?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That was confusing though.
This one.
Yeah.
It does because they don't put the numbers there, but you know what they are.
Negative x, that doesn't look weird.
Just is what it is. So are you ready to try another one like this?
Yeah.
What does parallel slopes mean? They are the same. Okay. That's the only thing. They're going to give you the equation. We're not having to use the y2 minus y1. Kind of nice. Okay? They're giving you like a little trick. So let's look at one that's maybe, we're going to look at 2 more. 11 or 12 is going to be pretty easy. Same directions. Write the equation in slope-intercept form using this point and this equation. It needs to be parallel to this.
This can have fractions.
Yes. Yes. So what is slope-intercept form? Don't say it, Maggie.
Y equals mx
Yes.
plus b.
Wow.
Y equals mx plus b. Great. Something happened?
Yeah,
Somebody got thrown against that wall.
Okay, so y equals mx plus b. But I'm going to find the b from this point. What am I using this equation for? The m, the slope only. Parallel slopes are what? The same, equal, yes. So what is the slope in this equation? Okay, so what's going to be my slope in this equation? Oh, -3/2. So, same slope, never cross. Okay, so I'm going to plug it in right here. -3/2. X is the 2. Y is the -1. Okay? So, working this out.
Yeah, I'm lost. Where's the negative? Oh, never mind.
Okay, those cancel. I get -3. Easier than you thought?
Yeah, I thought I cut off right.
B. So, am I done?
No, you gotta let the.
You still gotta put it in.
Yes. Put it into the equation. Y equals, my slope is -3/2, and my B is 2. That means this line and this line will never cross. Okay?
Don't make it harder.
I'm not. Okay, this is the parallel. We're going to do one more parallel,
I'm gonna do perpendicular.
and then we'll do perpendicular. Okay?
I'll do it.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I see this on the EOC. Yes, I have seen this on the EOC. Number 12's point looks like this. Okay, this is number 12. It's different from this one.
There's not a B.
What else is there not?
A
Y.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so when we have x equals something, what kind of line is that?
That is,
Say it, do it.
vertical.
Vertical. Yeah, vertical. X, okay, it's opposite when you do the line, okay? If it's x equals -3, the point would be right here, and it'd be all of the x's are -3, okay? So, a perpendicular, or not perpendicular, a parallel line to this would be what? It's another line like that, right? So at this point, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, at over 2 up 4, this line has to be vertical. These are kind of nice. What's the equation of that line? X is what?
X is vertical.
X is
2.
2. Oops, I did mine backwards. Let's switch this. Erase yours and put 2, 4, or scratch it out and put 2, 4, because I did mine backwards. Well, I start running out of room, and then when I get to drawing, it's ugly sometimes. So, okay, so here, my equation would be x is 2. We can't find a slope. Why can't you find a slope? What's the slope here?
There's
The cliff. What's the cliff?
undefined.
Undefined. The cliff is undefined. I'll fall off. I can't walk on that kind of line. Undefined. Okay? So if it's undefined, the slope here has to be undefined. So if x equals -3 on this one, here, x has to equal just the 2.
Okay. So do we have, and on our homework, if this, do we have to write like this thing right here?
This?
Right? Yeah.
No, it helps me.
All we gotta do is say x equals 2.
Mhm.
So if we see something that's that simple, we just take the x and say x equals 2.
Yeah, if the slope, but I had to draw it to get you to see that the slope was undefined.
But do we have to draw it?
No, sometimes if you see that and you're like, I don't even know what to do, kind of sketch it out.
How can I
Okay.
see those undefined right there though?
Just look at the
Here?
lines.
How can you
On
see?
the graph right here.
Because it's a straight up and down
Look at the
line.
Oh,
lines.
so it's straight in there.
Yeah, that's the only way. Remember the cliff. Okay, just wanted to show you that because they're actually easy. Okay. Now let's go into the perpendicular lines. Okay. Starts on number 20. The symbol for perpendicular no, it's a geometric symbol. Geometry. Looks like this. Okay? It's like an upside down T. Okay?
What was the thing in our homework last night that we scratched out? It was like it looks kind of like copper.
It was pi, but you will not.
I
That's
attempt-
algebra 2. You don't need it right
I
now.
attempted to do that, but it's hard.
Okay. This one gives you, guys, gives you this point and gives you this equation. Okay. Now, perpendicular slopes. What do I have to do to the slope? 2 things.
Cross.
Flip it. Okay.
Yeah.
Flip it. Don't cross it. Flip it. And what else?
No.
What about the signs?
Change
Other
it.
opposite.
Change the sign. Yeah, opposite signs. So, my slope on this one, I gotta flip it.
Maybe 2 over 1.
Okay?
-2 over 1.
And change my sign so negative. Ta-da, done.
That's good.
Now I gotta plug it in to the y equals mx plus b thing. Okay? And then I'll be done. slope was, I'm going to make this -2. Why did I do that?
Because it's only one.
It's over 1. I don't need a fraction. I don't like looking at fractions. I'd rather it just be a regular number. Okay?
Don't we still find beta?
Yes. So -2, that's x, that's y. Okay. And now, I plug it in. They both have the same B. That turned out different. That doesn't always work that way. Do not think that that's how that goes. So, do I need to do another one of those?
Probably getting harder.
One more? No, I don't think. I'll look at your homework. real
I
quick.
don't understand that, so yeah, I guess.
Okay, so let's look at another one. $22. Okay. This isn't harder. It's just set up different. You already know?
Oh, it's in a different form.
It's in a different form. But isn't it easier for us to notice the slope when we do y equals mx plus b?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's turn it into y equals mx plus b. It's no big deal. We're going to move the x over. Okay? So minus that x on both sides. Left with -2y equals a negative, what kind of negative x? No. Negative
What it?
1. What kind of 7 is that? So plus 7. You can't put the x and the 7 together because they're different. One's an x, one's a 7. So if I'm multiplying by a -2y, what do I have to do to get the 2 to go away? Divide what?
The whole thing over there.
Everything. Remember, it's like a fairness rule. If I give one of you something, I give everybody something, okay? Mainly, it's just a hard time. Try not to give y'all anything. Okay. I'm glad you appreciate the humor. I've had lots of caffeine so far this morning. So y equals, what's a negative over a negative? A positive. So I'm just going to put a half. You can leave them as fractions. Don't worry. Do not worry about turning them into any decimal because remember we're going to flip it anyway. So just leave it as a fraction. And this doesn't even matter, but you just get 7/2. Leave that alone. This part doesn't even matter. You're not even going to use this part. The whole purpose for doing this is to just get this 1/2. Now, what's going to be my new slope?
-2.
Why?
Because you flip it and change the sign.
You flip it to get 2/1 and change the sign. And Maggie said, okay, well, that's just -2. Yeah? Okay. Plug it back in. So the slope is -2. The x is -3. And the y is 2. Solving like we did last year for 1,000 times. Plug in your new slope that you got up here. And then your b. Not bad, right?
Who makes any emotion? We're all tired.
You'll be fine.
I keep out plus negative instead of the sign.
That's okay to write plus negative. That's okay.
So I just made like a really long negative sign.
Alright. Ready? Oh, sorry.